The time it takes to make important design decisions can often slow down or even stop the work being done on a project. Fortunately, BIM 360 Team provides a live review feature that allows members to share ideas or ask questions even if some of them are out of the office. In this session, we'll explore the live review feature. Now, I've just launched BIM 360 Team. I'm going to start by selecting a project, and then I'm going to jump into the aggregated models directory, and I'll select this model, Proposed Underground Utilities. After opening the model, I can hold the left mouse button down to orbit. I can roll the wheel forward and back to zoom in and out. I can hold the wheel down to pan. Now, as I review the model, I can see that I've got a problem right here. Earlier this week, some storm sewer was rerouted, and now it's causing a conflict in this area. At this point, I'd like to contact the engineer that made this change and ask them how they'd like to resolve this issue. Unfortunately, the engineer is out of the office. Not a problem though. As long as they have access to the internet, I can send them a hyperlink such that we can share this environment and talk about possible changes. To do that, I'll come up here to the upper right and I'll click the Share button, and then I'll choose Live Review. I can then select the name I'd like to use for the meeting. In this case, I'll put my full name in and I'll click Start. This takes me into the live review environment. You can see it looks very similar. Over here to the right, you can see that I'm in the meeting. I'm the host. Note that I'm also provided a hyperlink. Anyone I send this hyperlink to can join my meeting. I'm going to click the Copy button to copy the hyperlink to my clipboard. Then I'll click the Invite button to close the tooltip. I will then launch my email application, and I'll send an email to the engineer. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I'm going to send this email to myself. For the subject, I'll type Live Review, and then in the body of the email, I'll paste that hyperlink. I will then click Send. Now, let's assume the engineer is out visiting a site. However, they do have access to a smartphone or tablet. Using their device, they could open their email and tap the hyperlink to join the meeting. I will then enter my name. In this case, I'm just going to type Engineer, and I'll tap Join. Over here, you can see the engineer has joined the meeting. We can see the same thing reflected in the iPad. Now that we're connected, using my desktop app, I'm going to zoom in on my area of interest, and you can see I'm driving that same location on the iPad. As you can see, using the live review feature is much easier to convey an issue because everyone can see it on their screen. Now that I'm to this location, I'd like to add a message. I'll do that by opening up the message box, and I'll type rerouting the storm sewer has caused a conflict in this area, and I'll tap Send. As soon as I send the message, the engineer would then see the red message indicator display on their mobile device. They would then tap the red indicator, read the message, and respond. I see what you're saying. I'll have my team correct this issue this afternoon. When finished, I'll tap Send. At this point, either I or the engineer could navigate to other parts of this model to discuss additional design issues. For now, we'll assume I have the answer I need. The engineer could then leave the meeting by tapping the Exit button in the upper right corner of their mobile device. And since I know this is now being taken care of, I can end my meeting as well by clicking the End button in the upper right corner of my interface. I'll choose Yes. We'll return to BIM 360 Team, and then I'll return to the top-level project folder. Using the live review feature, any team member with access to the internet can provide design input regardless of their location. This allows design decisions to be made in real time, ensuring your project is always moving forward. Would you like to explore other Autodesk infrastructure ideas and workflows? If so, please visit the Civil Immersion blog by scanning the QR code or by following the URL listed below.